When you've got containers to move, who are you going to call? Well, you can call for a Reachstacker. And this one is a model of the Liebherr LRS 545 and it's made by NZG. Inside the usual box style are factory sealed trays. And after we remove the little blanket, we see the 545 snugly sleeping. But it's time to come out now because you're going to get reviewed. The first impressions are that it's a big and heavy model, but that's because the real machine is big and heavy too. Also in the box we have a replica shipping container. And this one seems to be of the classic 40-foot variety. Also in the box is a bag with a part. And also there are a couple of tools. Included with the model is a single page instruction sheet. And that shows the main features of the model. There is just the one part to fit, and that is the cover for the engine. And it's an oddly shaped piece, which is a bit of a challenge to get in. And it's not necessarily something to attempt after a few too many beers. Cranes Etc. has made over 1,000 reviews and reports, so if you like what we do, please support us and help us continue by making a pledge via Patreon. The link is on the screen and in the video description. And in return for your support you can get various rewards including news, early access, discounts and other benefits. And know that your support will keep us going. Starting underneath, the detailing is simple, and really the only thing to look at is the big tyres. At the back the curved body shape is modelled well and the lights stand out nicely. The lights at the front look good too, and there's some intricate meshwork. The big cab has got a decent interior, and the black seals on the windows are all marked. One thing that is particularly good is the detailing of the engine, and it's made up of a number of separate components. There are nice thin handrails leading up to the parked cab position, and they are metal as are the wheel arches. The detailing of the control cables and hydraulics on the boom is really good, with nice soft hoses and silver pipes. The white boom section is metal and the inner grey section is a composite of metal and plastic, and the big spreader at the end of the boom is a metal part. The included container is actually plastic to keep the weight down, but it would have been better if it had been a painted part because it does actually look like plastic. Here we are in the Cranes Etc. container yard, so let's see how the 545 moves. And it rolls really smoothly because of its heavy weight. There is steering with some reasonable movement, but it doesn't reach the same acute angle as the real machine. To improve visibility, the model has the optional moving cab, so it can be positioned at the front for the best possible view. Let's now take a moment and try and get our boom up, and by putting your fingers and thumbs on it, it soon elevates. The hydraulic rams are quite stiff, so it's no problem holding a pose, and the spreader is easily angled to level the container. The machine is called a Reachstacker so that it can reach in order to stack, and in this case the 545 can stack containers up to 5 levels high. To get the reach and the height it has a telescopic section, and in a similar way to a telescopic crane model, it's got a locking pin at maximum extension. So to retract the boom you need to push that in, release the lock, and then you can close up the boom. One thing that's nice to see on the model is the way that the hoses to the spreader correctly move as the boom is extended. At the end of the boom is the spreader, and it's a multifunctional part that can grip the container and lift it. It has several degrees of movement, it can extend and it can rotate. And as we've already seen, it has an angling head to deal with different boom angles. The real machine also has an option to increase its lifting capacity, and that's a support plate at the front which you lower by undoing 2 screws. A screwdriver is provided to help with this, but it probably would have been better if the model had just had pull-down pistons working with friction in the ram jackets. So let's now get on and see if we can lift up a container. So to begin with, we drive up carefully, and then we can extend the length of the spreader to match the length of the container. Because the container is plastic, it has holes at the end, and these allow you to clip in the locks at the end of the spreader beams. All you need to do is to position them accurately and push them in. Once you've done that, you've then got enough grip to be able to hold on to the container, so you can raise the boom and lift it up. You can then use the giant levelling hand to straighten out the container. Now that you've got it lifted, you can drive it all over your desktop as you try to find the ideal place to put it down. That's the training session over, so it's time for a genuine imitation real-life test. And here we're going to have a go at stacking a container one on top of another. Yes, only on Cranes etc. can you see fantastic skills such as this. This is a nice heavy and robust model by NZG Models. It has some very good functionality, so you can pose it lifting a container, and it would make a very good diorama with a number of containers. There's also nice detailing, particularly with the engine, so overall this is a very good model.